want to make a quick video on Kim Convenience because I actually enjoyed it, and personally, I'm like, holy crap, dude, I love this. It's amazing. It's gorgeous. It's fabulous. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like Kim Convenience, in my opinion, was one of the best shows out there, and honestly, I loved it. And I want to make a show. I want to make a video on this because I'm like, you guys have to watch Kim Convenience. It's crazy good. My opinion, I didn't expect this to be this good. I watched it. I was like, yeah, bro, this sucks, right? Like I watched the first few seconds of it, and I was like, this is some sort of brain rot show. I'm probably gonna get hooked into, like Family Guy or South Park, and then at the end of the day, it's just a show where I'm gonna forget, right? Like, yeah, that's what it felt like, but no, it did not. It took the complete 180, or sorry, 360, or 180, yeah. Sorry, it took a complete 180, and then it goes from, the show that feels like brain rot to the show actually feels really good. And here's the thing, I understand why season 5 actually got rushed. There is a reason for this, spoiler alert, this entire video is spoilers. But anyways, so I will say that season 5, there was a reason why. I get why they were kind of rushed, especially towards the end of the season. But overall, I feel like the season was amazing. And not just the season, the entire show was amazing from season 1 to, to season 2, 3, 4. It just never stopped being good. And what I liked about it, and I'm going to try to put so much non-spoilers here, but what I liked about it is that they were immigrants coming, they're Korean, and they're coming from Canada, and Canada coming to the United States, making a convenience store. And honestly, I loved it, even though it didn't tackle a lot of the, like, racism that comes being an immigrant sometimes, or maybe I tried to pause the video, but then I just couldn't. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe, like, a lot of the issues, maybe poverty and stuff like that, and, working class. And the thing is, they didn't really tackle it, but at the same time, you could feel that they were somewhat working class. They were somewhat working. They're you know what I'm saying? They pay their taxes. They're legal, obviously, but you kind of feel that they're, like, true immigrants, right? And it just feels really cool. And honestly, I liked it, right? I like the fact that they're, Korean. I like the fact that they're, they're completely different, but in a way, they just fit in the United States. And I personally liked it. And honestly, it just felt really awesome to watch. And I loved it. I will say, there was really nothing bad about this season. I just didn't like one character, and his name is Terrence, and I hate him. And if you guys don't know why, I'm going to explain why. And if you don't know why and you haven't seen it, get the hell out of this video, please. But why do I like Kim Convenient? Or why do I hate Terrence, bro? Terrence is the most stupidest, annoyingest, just like, there's two episodes, actually, I remember, about Terrence, and it pissed me off. The first episode was him wearing short shorts, like girl short shorts, you know what I'm talking about? And then the second episode was a grill. Huh? Like, what? And they're trying to scam him, and I'm like, bro, this episode feels lackluster. I want to move on from Terrence. He's such an annoying douchebag. Seriously, and I know people's gonna hate me for this, but, like, oh my god, bro, I hate Terrence, and Terrence stayed. And I get it, he's supposed to be this annoying, stupid guy to mess with, but Jesus, they made it too good to the point where even I hated him. Felt like I could even trick him, and I was like, bro, this is insane. And Jesus, why do I have a buzz cut, dude? It was better, like, way better than this. But, I just hated him. Jesus. But a character that I did like, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think his name is John. And he is the rebellious brother. Now, here's the thing. You don't really see the rebellious part about him. You're just seeing him hating his dad, especially early on in the season, from season 1 to, I think, season 4. You can see him a little bit rebellious, and just seeing him, there, right? Now, what I did like about Joan is his character development, especially with his dad. What I did like about it is every time that they met, it wasn't forced. There were some times, like the bar incident, right? It was forced, but in a way, you could feel it was forced by the universe, not by random, annoying, lackluster writing. It was literally felt like it was forced in a good way, right? And I liked it. And I liked it, and I wasn't expecting it. And I was like, bro, this is really good writing. And here's the thing, whoever wrote this, dude, praise God, bro. You have mad skills. writing scenes like this, sometimes when you write like a bar scene trying to force someone to be with someone, sometimes it really does feel like the writer is forcing them, right? And it feels bad, like with Sasuke losing the Rinnegan. Holy shit, dude, that was forced as hell, and I hated it. And it wasn't because the universe was like, yeah, I'm gonna cut you off, which what the writer was trying to do, and I could tell it wasn't that at all. And what it was, it was like, we're gonna write this off because Karma died, and I just felt really bad. I was like, oh my god, I hated that part. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, personally, in my opinion, I just liked it where Jones' character went from this guy who doesn't really like his dad, to a guy who's like, you know what, maybe he's not as bad as I thought. Now I will say there's a lot of characters like I think his name was Hawes or something like that. That didn't really be settled in season 5. Again, people left in the season, so like the writers left in the season. So I don't know what happened, but all I know is it kind of did towards the end. It did leave off in such a cliffhanger. It felt very boring and lackluster. Not because the show felt boring and lackluster, but because the show really felt really awesome, really cool. And I feel like it should have been more writing. I also joke around how this show is 13 episodes per season instead of 26 or something. I feel like it would have been perfect for that, and I would have absolutely loved it even more. But overall, I mean, here's the thing with Kim Convenience. I think Kim Convenience could have improved a lot more. The writers should have written, the people should have gotten in. I think Kim Convenience is a 10 out of 10. And I think, in my opinion, Kim Convenience is one of the most coolest, shows out there. It's one of the most coolest shows out there, and I think people should watch it. And, it doesn't tackle on the whole, again, immigration and stuff like that. What it does is it gives you the vibe of there are immigrants, right? Obviously, they're legal immigrants. They're here staying in the United States, and you kind of see them fitting in. And it felt really awesome, really cool. And I personally loved it, like, seriously. Every character has its own little moment, and every character, in my opinion, was not hated. Like, it was just one of the show where it was not hated at all. It was the show, I mean, probably Terrence. I fucking hate the guy. Dude, why would you introduce someone like this? I get it. There's probably a guy in the office. There's probably a guy who's right in the office, writing down, doing one of the most stupidest person in the guy. Like, I get it. There could be people. Oh my god, I spat everywhere. Sorry about that. But, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out there, right? Like, I get it. They're stupid. You can trick them, right? But then I'm like, bro, why would you, like, they made it so well written. I'm not kidding. I actually hated him because how stupid he is. And I'm like, dude, I'm crashing out right now because every time I watched him being tricked, I was crashing out because I was like, this is an obvious trick. Even a stupid person like me would know this is a trick. I actually like, too, where, like, when they make comedy stuff and stuff like that, like, it wasn't out of nowhere. It was part of a reason. And I was like, oh, my God, they rarely do this. Like, for example, Family Guy. Family Guy does random clips and random stuff. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing watching this? And what are you doing writing this? Like, what is going on with, like, every time I watch Family Guy, especially the newer, episodes, it's like, the jokes are so bad written, and I'm like, ugh, dude, like, Peter Griffin becomes a fucking psychopath. And then I'm looking, this show now, I'm looking Kim Convenience, and Kim Convenience was like, bro, this show has perfect freaking, amazing, coolest, like, crazy stuff out there. And I'm like, I like this. I like this show. I love this show. And if you have to watch it, you have to. You know why you have to watch it? Because the show is a 10 out of 10 and it makes you laugh and it's amazing. And that's all I gotta say. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on notifications. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. Honestly, I personally loved the show. I did. I absolutely did. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Must watch. And here's the thing. These shows have to exist more often, and honestly, these shows don't exist a lot more often. And here's the thing, these shows just have to. They do, because there's not a lot of good shows out there, and honestly, this show is deserving to be the most watched out there. And in my opinion, everybody watch this show. But again, let me know what you guys think. Also, I literally have, not the influenza, I just have a congestion, okay? So I'm sniffing a lot in this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.